Good afternoon. I'm here with Yaniv Hoffman, our VP of Technologies for Asia Pacific and Japan for Radware. And today we're going to discuss the Radware Under Attack service, an emergency service that's aimed for customers that are under an immediate attack or an immediate threat from a ransomware letter. Yaniv previously managed the emergency response team and therefore is incredibly familiar with the service and how it operates for organizations. He's now moved into Asia Pacific, lives in Hong Kong, and is spending more time closely with our customers. So good morning, Yaniv, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
So let's start with, we know there's been a spike in ransomware and DDoS attacks, and perhaps beforehand is why do you think that spike has occurred?
So we indeed see a spike, and we know globally that countries and businesses are moving fully online during this pandemic and the social distancing measures. This means that a record number of people are accessing online systems. As an example, we do see a major increase in VPN access for employees that want to connect their workplaces remotely. We do see more and more people are signing up to online e-platforms in order to do purchasing as alternative now for going out of their homes. We see a surge in entertainment services like online gamings, like collaboration, like streaming. As people are locked down in their houses with their kids and families, they need to burn time, they need to occupy themselves. And the massive increase in online activity, coupled with the dependencies we now have with these online services, create an opportunity for threat actors and attackers to create more harm and leverage these vulnerabilities or a bigger attack surface for their gains. It can be financial gains, it can be data breaches, data theft, it can be state nations behind the attacks to leverage the opportunities. And definitely we do a tipping point in attacks all over the world due to COVID-19.
Terrific. I can certainly attest with a house full of people that our increase in streaming and online gaming has certainly gone through the roof. So if a company does come under attack, what recommendations would you have for an organization?
So first of all, never pay. We do not recommend to pay, and we never encourage a ransomware victim to pay any form of ransom demand. Paying a ransom, it's not only expensive, it's also very dangerous and only refuels the attackers to continue with their operations.
Okay. So what options would you recommend then?
So the fact remains that every organization should treat a cybersecurity incident as a matter of when it will happen and not whether if it will happen. And I'm saying it as a fact. We released earlier in January this year a global annual network and application security report where we surveyed hundreds of organizations from all over the globe, different sizes, different segments of market, different people from C-levels to security professionals to network professionals. And we learned that 93% of the organizations were attacked. So it's not a question of if anymore, it's only a question of when. And having this mindset of when I will be attacked, not if I will be attacked, can help organizations to react quickly and effectively to such incidents when they happen. And when I say the mindset, I mean they need to translate it to an incident response plan in order to be prepared and to take the right actions very quickly when it occurs.
Okay, so it sounds like speed is of the essence and having the right response plan. How can Radware help? What sort of services do we help customers in this sort of situation?
So as you mentioned just now, speed is at the essence, and we say in Radware, every second counts. And definitely we built a service, an emergency service that, for organizations that are under attack, that can onboard our cloud services very quickly, and then get our experience, the experience of our ERT team to fight these attacks.
Okay, so an ERT. So what's an ERT?
So ERT stands for Emergency Response Team. This is a team of top security professionals that assembled from Network Operations Center, Security Operations Center, security experts, security researchers that are operating 24/7 throughout the year, fighting the largest campaigns and attacks in the world. Just to give you some bit of information about their experience and their engagement, only last month we published again some State of the Union. Every month we are publishing State of the Union about cybersecurity, and our ERT team mitigated more than 73 million web application attacks, more than 29 million bot attacks, more than 134,000 DDoS attacks. Now, multiply it by 12 months, and you will reach to enormous numbers. And definitely this experience, knowledge, engagement can help any organization that is finding himself under a threat.
Okay, that's impressive numbers, and unfortunately, those attacks are happening, but they are, as you mentioned, and most organisations having experienced that. So, so customers make a phone call. They call a local toll-free number in their country. That connects them through to the call center 24/7. They're operating. What can customers expect when they put a call through?
So we are publishing toll-free numbers all around the globe, where organizations that either under attack in real time or getting threats or think they are going to be attacked can call to these numbers. They will reach to our global response centers all around the world. We will collect the information and very quickly connect them to the appropriate team. It's very simple, very straightforward process that is done on daily basis, more evenly now with this COVID-19 situation.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned very quick, very seamless. How long does it take for a customer? So once they're starting to onboard on the service, how long before they can start to be protected?
So they are protected from the first minute of from the time they onboard the service. And definitely we use from one point of view, our behavioral-based machine learning technology to detect and mitigate zero-day attacks, unknown attacks, next generation attacks, coupled with our ERT team that I spoke previously about, to make sure the accuracy and the mitigation is very high.
Okay. Any recent examples? Can you talk us through something that's happened recently, and we know this is happening more and more? Without naming customers, we don't want to give that away, but can you give us an example of where the ERT has helped someone?
Definitely. So I have millions maybe of examples, but maybe one of the recent one, we recently helped a business that was experiencing a major disruption in their online services, and we tracked it back to a large DDoS attack. When I say a large DDoS attack, it was more than 300 gigabit per second DDoS attacks. Now, this situation was a bit different. Rather being overloaded, their system saw a large drop in the activity, and this was strange. Think they have an online business, and suddenly they see a major drop in the number of users accessing this service. So Apparently, the source of the issue was their ISP that was battling this DDoS attack, but not that successfully, and encounter many false positives while trying to mitigate the attack.
Okay, so that's quite unique then, that rather than the expected experience of a DDoS attack with a massive increase in volume, this one they saw a large drop in legitimate traffic that was then traced back, and effectively the same problem. Legitimate customers can't access those online services. So tell me a little bit more about false positives. What does that mean?
So false positives means that I'm blocking a legitimate user request to the service. So definitely, I want to block malicious traffic because this is the attack traffic, this is the bad traffic, rather than allow the legitimate users to access the service. If I'm starting to block legitimate users, I'm creating an impact definitely on the service. I'm disallowing these users to get the service they paid for, they are reaching for.
Okay, so it sounds like in that mitigation, there's two parts which are critically important. One, to detect and block the malicious DDoS attack, but secondly, also to understand and pass through legitimate traffic to the destination.
Yes, definitely. This is an important point, because many organizations I'm speaking with and engaging always think about only the performance or the volume of attack we can mitigate. But it's not only the performance, it's also the brain, the accuracy of the detection, the accuracy of the mitigation. And in this example, you see the ISP was trying to battle the attack unsuccessfully, creating this high false positives issues. Then we engage with the customer, definitely to the ISP, ask him to stop the mitigation because it was causing more harm than good. Then we were able to manage these attacks based on our technology and our team. And very quickly after, we returned the service back online, and it was like nothing happened before.
Terrific. So back to a happy customer and many happy customers of that organization. That's a great story. What other interesting things have you seen during these strange times of everyone in isolation? What have you seen from around the market in the hacker sphere?
Wow. So I've been asked this question a lot in the last few weeks, and definitely this pandemic brings a lot of good, but also a lot of bad from humanity, right? As you mentioned, people are online, people are at home, and many threat actors and attackers are leveraging that. So we see a lot of things all around the domain, okay? Mainly, we see that the attackers are sophisticated, they are adaptive to the situation, and their attacks are aligned with the situation. Meaning, we saw attacks, malware campaigns in Japan, for example, in early February, when people, citizens of Japan in specific prefectures got emails from a local health organization, pretending of a local health organization, notifying them about infected people in their neighborhood, and urge them to take measures of safety. And to do so, they need to click on some attached document that was that came in with the mail, and by doing so, script was downloading a malware that infected their machine, and later on could be leveraged for ransomware or data theft, etc. We see a lot of special promotion and spread of attack kits in the dark web, where attackers are offering, in the sense of COVID-19, a discount coupons like coronavirus campaign You put this code and you can get some 10%, 20% discount on attack tools that you can use later on against victims. We see malwares that are coming through coronavirus maps. Everyone wants to understand the new numbers, to see where their regions, other regions are positioned. And in general, we see that the largest increase in malicious activities is phishing attacks, a lot of scams around that, including bad bots that scraping sanitizers and face masks, things that we all need, or telling us stories about vaccines that we should buy against the coronavirus. So this definitely on a rise. Ransomware in many forms of DDoS attacks, forms of locking down computers and data for ransomware is still the #1 threat. And we need to be ready, as the attack surface is very wide and big at this time of event.
Yeah, very interesting and unfortunate behaviour. I've also recently seen some press releases, which is quite unprecedented for hacking organisations that are sort of professing to look after and the health organisations, which is quite ironic that they're showing a great care for humanity and society while also taking completely malicious and fraudulent behaviour against organisations.
Definitely.
So how can an organisation access our ERT if they do need to have access to the service?
So it's very easy. Either go into our site, www.radware.com, and easily you can reach a tab for under attack and get the information, or Google even under attack service by Radware. You will reach the toll-free numbers I was telling about before to call the global response centers.
Okay, terrific. So Radware under attack, that'll find our page, and we'll make sure we put a link in this video post as well. Definitely. So thank you, Yaniv. That's been really interesting to hear and learn about the service. It sounds like they've got an incredible depth of experience and can really very quickly support organisations that find themselves in a moment of trouble. And I think in this climate where being prepared is difficult because we've got so many other things to do, getting our organisations ready to support remote users and support increase in our number of sort of digital access from customers, having someone there to support them is a critical service should it be needed. So hopefully people don't need to call our service, but if they do, know that we're here.
We are here. And I think first of all, be safe, and definitely we need to unite in these hard times to overcome this situation. But we need also to be prepared. We need to have the right mindset. We need to have the incident response plan. This is very important. So we'll be able to react very quickly and effectively. And we are here to support any organization. Welcome to reach us.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you, Yaniv.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much.